Cheating. Everybody's done it at some point. Most of you will probably think back to a time where you tried to cheat, writing a definition or two on your arm and wearing a hoodie. Only problem was that the room felt like a sauna. Something small like that, but I'm not sweating that small stuff. See what I did there? Yeah. It's about midway through the second semester at my college, at least. You know what that means. Midterms. The part of the semester where it becomes clear that you don't know what's going on. I'm a good student, so I study for midterms, but apparently not everyone does that. Let me back up and explain my class situation. I go to class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All of those days, I have 3 classes back to back to back from 9 to noon. All of these classes are in the same computer lab with the same people pretty much. Wednesday, however, I have an extra 3 hours of one class. None of the same people from the other classes are in this class. In fact, I'm the only American citizen in this class. Not to be prejudiced, but there's a lot of different things that these people do compared to Americans. I'll let you fill in the blanks there. But that's my class situation. One day we are scheduled to take the midterm. The teacher is given no information on this besides what chapters it covers. In my mind, I'm bracing for impact from a 50-question written test. I sit there in my chair during the time between classes, looking over my minimal notes. Everything goes normal up until the teacher stands for the room, ready to give the test. She waits there for a moment until a lot of the chatter has died down, then tells us the rules for the test. Write your name and student number at the top, no use of electronics or talking. Didn't think anything of it because that's what most teachers do before they give out a test. I was looking over my tests. First page, true false, second page, hey, wait, why are people talking? I couldn't even get done flipping through the test before people started breaking the rules. There's maybe 2 or 3 people doing it. The teacher's probably just gonna call them out in a moment. Seconds turned into minutes, turned into 10 minutes. Did this teacher just die minutes after giving out a test? We'd never taken a test in this class, so at any moment the teacher could have just started screaming she was giving us all Fs. I didn't want any part of that because I was not cheating. At this point I'm halfway through the first page, but that's when I hear it. The distant rumbling of keyboard clacking. It's getting closer. Run, Mufasa. Well, it wasn't that dramatic, but it started off quite faint. Then more people noticed. The teacher was not gonna do anything, so they got careless. I was double checking all my answers when I glanced up and saw the person next to me on Google.com. Now, I would be cheating too if I was reading off his screen. He was only on the main page, you know, the blinding white with the skinny rectangle and colorful Google logo. Yeah, pretty obvious website to distinguish at a glance. At this point, I'm going into full panic mode. It felt like I'm witnessing a murder, and at any moment the serial killer was gonna turn around and go for me. I finish the test, walk over to her desk, and turn it in. Walking out the door and giving a sigh that probably freaked out anyone walking by, but didn't really care. It was over, it was done. I was finally out of there. I know it's a bit of an anticlimactic ending, but this happened yesterday at the time of recording this. Emailed the school, they do nothing if a student reports the incident, so I emailed the teacher. Got a pretty snarky response back. Oh, I'll be sure to give extra points to honest students like you. Like, man, why even have a rule? It's not going to be enforced. Yeah, sad ending, but I thought the story was pretty funny overall. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like, subscribe for more. This is a new kind of video, I think. Maybe. I don't know at this point. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!